Good. How you doing? Good. Hi, it's so nice to see you. How you doing?
Good.
Glad you made it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the temperature has regulated. The heat was blasted, I turned it off.
Yeah, it's warm.
It's warm, but it feels okay? Over warm, okay. It's that time where you can't tell.
I know.
It's like I leave the house, I'm cold, I walk a block, I'm hot. And now I'm here, toaster strudel. I'm gonna do a fan vortex for a second, so it'll sound like helicopters and then it'll come down. It goes.
There's the actual airplane and the helicopters.
Oh,
How are you?
good, how are you? Happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
How was it?
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Here? Did you go anywhere?
No, I was here.
Yeah.
I had a party in my house on the Wednesday.
Midweek. We
It
love
was
it.
like, it's my birthday today. I'm like, it's Saturday. Is this your actual birthday? It was
No,
on
today.
Wednesday.
Yes. You will make
Like, I'll do
it.
that for like 58 or
Yeah.
62, but 60 should be
Day
like
of.
the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah, mine's on a Tuesday this year.
Yeah.
Mine's always the week of Thanksgiving, and sometimes it's on Thanksgiving, so like people are here or not. But I said, and Tuesday it will be.
Good. Sometimes mine falls on Columbus Indigenous Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calendars.
Kind of calendar.
Hello.
Sorry. But you opened your eyes. Hello, I love your front code shirt. Target. I just came. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you. Oh, you're so cute today.
excited to go home. It's, pre-trip nerves. Where you're like, I have 4,000 things to do, but are they important? Like on the way, I was like, I need new windshield wipers for my car, as if that's going to be relevant when I'm gone for 2 weeks. It's a very is coming, getting ready for trip, but I'm ready. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Skip right over because of the time difference. We skip right over Halloween. So I leave on the 30th and then arrive on the 1st. So I was just gonna ask you guys, like, has anyone seen any good Halloween costumes going around? I feel like this weekend people were going out. The ones that I saw this year, I didn't realize it was in popular culture, but did you watch Matilda, the movie? It's with, came out I think in the 90s, and it was directed by Danny DeVito. And there's a character, it's the Roald Dahl book, and there's a character of like a child that has to eat an entire chocolate cake. His name is Bruce Frogtrotter. So I saw 3 people dressed as Bruce with like chocolate face paint on them. And I said, I like this one. This is a good costume. Some of them are so niche that I wish they had like a name tag on them because I can never tell what they are.
Yeah, we have tons of kids come to our street, and so it's like, it's my education.
Yes.
Like, what are you?
Lots of Batmans, lots of like superheroes.
I've heard the K-pop demon hunter.
Yes. Mariel was just saying her daughter's a K-pop demon hunter this year.
That I think is like the most popular.
Yeah, but I couldn't name many of the characters.
I think I could recognize them.
Yeah, pop star. Hi, Emily. It's nice to see you.
But I just like it when parents bring like a really little kid and they do like a family.
I know,
So
so charming. Last year in West Philly, I think a lot of kids from suburbs get carpooled in because all of our houses are you can get so much bang for your buck. Similar.
that's how my street
Yeah.
is, yeah. And they actually closed my street like on
Oh,
Saturday,
yeah.
so everybody likes to bring the little ones because it's just a block long.
And no worrying about
And
cars.
there's no cars.
That's amazing. The one that stuck out to me last year is there was a mom who just had triplets, and they were 8 months old, and so she brought a 3 stroller, and all of them were dressed as different bugs. It was like ladybug, cricket, and all the babies were asleep. They were fully asleep. Hi, good to see you. So yeah. Oh my goodness, it was painful. I kept being like, come back. I'll give you extra candy if you come back so I can see you.
Usually run out of candy like
Immediately.
and then, but that's fine because I like the early ones are the best.
Yes.
I don't need to give the teenagers.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't get into costume, they just come with their pillow.
Yes. If that happens, I make them do a little performance for me. I'm like, if you don't have a costume and you are a teenager, I want a speech, I want a monologue, I want a coordinated dance performance, and they do it, which I'm like, okay.
And there's your Twizzler.
Here's your one tiny bite-sized Twizzler. Good to see you. Did you what?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. I'm happy.
Yeah. Have you been back since baby?
This is my first one.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
How's everything been?
All right.
Yeah.
New normal.
Yeah.
Crazy, weird,
Yeah.
but good in a good way. Like every day's it's like Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
but like also different.
Uh-huh. Incredible.
Yeah, but she's cute. So
Where is she now?
She's at home with my mother-in-law and my husband. So
Mommy's
make
out.
ice cream.
Yes.
I don't get like a panic attack in the middle of class and I have to run out.
If you do, I'll take all your props.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
Yeah, so happy to
Muster.
Yeah, mustard.
Like the condiment?
No, like muster up.
Oh, muster of card. I've been spreading ostentation. That's never said.
That is possible also.
Muster of peacocks.
And like ostentation is a later flourish. Of course, I was going to go read all about this.
Yes. Muster of peacock. I wonder why. Because ostentation kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Muster. Yeah, there's so many. There was a Jeopardy, a few of them recently, and I said, I don't know any of these. Yeah. Hi, y'all. Welcome. We have some time before we get started, and so while you're getting comfortable and settled, you can take your time to grab. There's 2 blocks here. You know your knees are going to get a little tender, putting them down on the mat. And then a strap and some therapy balls. We'll have some time to roll later on. And I can also bring stuff over to you as we start to get moving around. Hi, nice to see you. Lisa. Great. Hi, how are you? How's your body-wise? Everything feeling getting better? Okay.
I don't feel it as much. I still feel it
Yeah.
it's okay.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made it. All right, y'all, we'll get started. There's going to be a few more for in as we start to get moving, but lots of space for everyone. Hi. As we begin, let's turn this off. All right. Hi, good to be with you all. There's a bunch of new faces to me, or maybe we haven't seen each other in a while. And my name is Anisha. Thank you for coming. Gashika's not here today, but the just scheduling announcement is I'll be out for the next 2 Mondays. But if you've gotten a chance to take class and teaching when I've been out, and she teaches her own weekly classes. So she's so sweetly covering the next 2 Mondays. So if you are in town or have Monday at noon on your schedule, you're in very, very good hands. And then I'll be back, and it'll be daylight savings. And we'll figure out how to move from there. But otherwise, I'll share some specific workshop announcements after we start to practice, because the lineup is long for events and things that are happening outside of public classes. But I have an agenda of what we're moving towards today, as it's our last October class. All of October, I've been teaching mythological stories. So technically, end of September was the official holiday Navratri, the 9-night and 9-day celebration of all of the avatars of where each class and each week I share a different mythology, a different quality of divine energy, and see how it interweaves into our practice. Last week, but the week before, and kind of the whole month, hello. Your demon pose. I've just put 2 and 2 together. We're just talking up as K-pop demon hunters this year. Or when the teacher calls to 7 minutes, so I cannot do the right and left side. I have a whole Rolodex of demon poses in my arsenal, but I wanted to see if anyone's brave enough and suggest a demon pose. We're doing my list of demons today, so if there you have in your arsenal that you can whisper to me in the beginning or mid minute, and into class today. Pigeon. Oh, oh, goodness. Yes. All not great. Yeah. Visceral fear. People are scared of spiders. They're things that seem unnatural to me, and I'm always deviating away from. So demon sword. Okay, if any others come up, you can keep it to yourself, and or you can whisper or charades them, and I'll see if we can incorporate them into class. But the reason why I like to incorporate these demonic classes is because if we've been together for the or this is the first time popping in, all of the mythological stories that I've shared start off in the middle of a battlefield. They start off in absolute sheer chaos where some sort of demon is doing a horribly demon-y thing. Creating chaos, demonic army, just destroying the natural order of the world. And all of the morals of the stories that I've shared, all of the morals of the stories that I've shared are that this feminine divine energy, the goddess herself, comes and doesn't run away from the demon, but finds ways to destroy, to literally eat, to consume, to digest, and to absorb the demon in different ways, shapes, and forms. So as we move into a practice today of somewhat demonic poses, the reminder is that my demons, or pigeon, or bow pose, might not necessarily be your demons, because the demons shape-shift. They take shape, they take form, and they adapt to the circumstances they're presented with. So we'll do a few different versions of poses in different orientations of gravity, but in the spirit you have a dolphin! Dolphin was muttered up here disgruntlingly. I know that's not a word, but that's how it came out. The demons shapeshift, and one of my teachers who comes to talk about the Bhagavad Gita, she says, you know, only thing in life that's inevitable is that it ends. And so your body is the wears in each and every lifetime. The body that we have and supports us now is this beautiful bedazzled costume that allows for your soul to see and experience itself in forms. Because the demons are also different ways to shapeshift. So dolphin, pigeon, bow, you've sequenced a class for me and seeing where it takes us. So when you're ready, take breaks, sip water. I'll turn the fans on as we start to get a little toastier, but pace yourself. I'm really happy we're all here. So when you're ready, go ahead and start in comfortable, however that looks for you. You're more than welcome to start fully lying down on the ground. You might start seated with your legs crossed or up on a blanket or a block so that your hips are naturally higher than your knees. Favor. As you arrive and your hands fall and you fall into your and let your eyes close so you can listen for your own breath. With your eyes softly open or closed, you begin to turn towards the darkness. That infinite, expansive, generative darkness that seemingly knows no bounds. And as you slowly become more acquainted and familiar with the dark and see through the shadows, you might start to recognize any flashes of light or gentle pops of color, or outlines of familiar patterns or shapes that you've noticed throughout your day. And it's here, through the dark, with the senses and attention turned inward, you might begin to listen for your own breath. that thread that carries you through and around in every given moment. You might not prefers to be. Perhaps more in the front of your body and higher up in the chest. And as you continue to notice your breath, you might see how it naturally begins to deepen. Your next inhale can move from your nose down into your belly, your heart. And as you exhale, the breath might move up and out through the very crown of your head, creating more space. Continue with a few more rounds just on your own. As each inhale moves in, down, and wide. And every exhale pours itself up, out, and through. We'll begin our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So as you're ready, give yourself a moment to gather your hands to center where that might feel. In Anjali Mudra. Wait for your inhale as it fills you up from bottom to top. And exhale to offer the breath out, heartfelt, in every direction. 2 more rounds, just at the bottom of your breath, pause for even a moment and take notice of that difference. Listen for and remember your own breath. And as you keep a thread of that connection inward, let your hands slowly release, gently blink your eyes, and take your time to come forward to tabletop. And let's begin breath and movement through a few rounds of cat and cow. You might have those blocks framing out the top corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we start to move around. In today's table, perhaps you take up a little more space than you ordinarily would. So let your hands come as wide as your mat. Even if you have a slightly wider mat than others, give yourself the gift of room. Have your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, and with your knees under your hips, curl your toes under to feel your feet. If you haven't started already, start to round through a few rounds. Let's take 5 seconds here together, just on your own, linking breath and movement. Okay, I'm going to plop them. As you link your movement and breath together, feel free to stay in the rounded or arched shape for a few extra cycles of breath. You might move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels, of the wrists. As you take one more full round of breath and sniff in a drop more at the top. Reach your right leg back, curl the right toes. Reach through your right heel to notice what you feel. Right. You might keep your heel still, you might forth, but as the heel goes back, heart forward so that all 4 sides of your neck can grow longer. After a few, take your time to switch. Bend your right, reach back through your left. Think heel to the back of the room as you slide and the very top of your head forward, breathing in and out through the nose. So on the second side, come back to table. Find your neutral spine. Handprint forward of your shoulders. Bring your knees a few inches behind your head. Toes curled under. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take all of the time just a centimeter wider than they already are between your feet. Lift both heels and soften your knees. Let the backs of your legs with your knees soft. Stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Feel that curve. And now as your butt stays lifting high, keep your left knee bent and pedal your right heel to the ground. Notice what you feel in the back of your right leg. Now soften your right knee high to the sky. Keep your butt, pedal your down, breathing in through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Now at the bottom of your breath, lift both of your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, your feet up towards your hands to forward. The blocks might be right there, close by. You can come high up onto blocks in front of your feet. Let the rise to meet you where you are. You might widen your feet an inch or two, or soften the knees as you let your feet to bow in towards you. Take a full breath in here. Can you stay for your exhale as you let your heart and the top of your head soften to the earth? Now, after a few breaths, climb your hands up to your hips, stand through your legs, and on an inhale, come up to right as your hands float down by your sides. With your feet right underneath, wait for your inhale to reach your arms forward to the sky. Soften your knees to hinge at your hips and fold. On your inhale, come up halfway, hands to your block as your heart grows long. Plant your palms and step your feet back to your top of a push-up. You might have your knees lifted. You might tap your knees to the ground behind your hips. But as you press through your palms, feel the shoulder blades broaden on your upper back, and then slide your ears back so your head comes in line with your chest. A full breath in. As you exhale, bend your elbows to lower all belly. Let your hands come as wide as your mat. Take up some room. On an inhale, rise for cobra or baby cobra. Your chest. And on your exhale, to downward facing dog. Stop. Pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. One of the stories I shared weeks ago was about the warrior goddess Durga, the one who rides on the back of a lion or a tiger, and in each one of her 10 arms, she wields a different weapon to help her defeat the demon hunters. And while we might not necessarily have 10 arms, we have the fluency of your own breath, the most powerful weapon in your arsenal to help you defeat any modern day demon you encounter. So as you take a longer breath in from belly to heart, stay for your exhale. You might through your palms to lift your hips to the sky if you're in down dog, growing longer in every direction. At the bottom of your breath, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, think heart long towards the front of the room. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Use your own fists. Measure your feet about 2 fists width apart, relatively hip distance. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees. And start to climb your palms up to your thighs for this round of chair pose. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat. Knees open towards your second and third toes. And now press into your legs to lift your chest away from the ground. Stay right here. Add some heat in your upper. Right, reach up to the sky, but remember your. Take a full breath and down. Stay for the exhale. Heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your heart and even your gaze to the floor. Now inhale to stand tall. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky, and exhale, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto side. Wiggle your left toes back just an inch longer. As you inhale, keep a bend in your knee. Lift your long through the spine in your lunge. And exhale to fold and straighten your right leg. Let's do that 2 more times with your breath. Inhale through to lunge, bend your knee up through your heart, and on your exhale, fold and straighten. 1 more, take a breath, come through to lunge as you, and on your exhale, begin to fold and straighten your right leg. Now, once your right leg is, feel your back heel and lift it a drop higher up off the ground to start. This is to help move your hips. You push through your left foot, wrap your left hip forward, tack your right hip to the back of your mat, and see if the tension travels to the back of your right thigh. You can stay right here, or you can keep your hips facing the front of the room. You might start to ground your left heel towards the. You might press down and forward your blocks and flex your right foot to lift your right toes up off the earth. But anywhere you are, take a breath in through the nose. Exhale, try to unclench your fingers around the blocks and maybe bow in towards that right straight leg. Now on an inhale, back it up, lower forward, back into your forward. Halfway in forward, step your come high up on wiggle your right toes back just an inch. Lift your heart, and as you exhale, fold and straighten your left leg. Twice breath brings you forward to. As you exhale, fold and let your left leg straighten. 1 more time, take a breath, grow long through the spine. And now the 3rd time you fold, straighten your left leg, pause here. Sometimes the hips want to spiral open to the right. So when you lift your right heel, it helps you wrap your right hip back, butt cheek back, and notice if you feel it in the back of the left thigh. And those. Now stay exactly as you are, or like you're moving through slow motion. Maybe your right heel begins to reach towards the back of your mat. You might press into the box to flex your left foot. But stay for your left pinky toes back as you bow in. Good. On your next inhale, bend your left knee, plant your palms onto your sticky mat. Meet in downward facing dog as your left foot meets your right. Pedal your heels from side to side. Take a breath to notice what you feel. And with your hands as wide as your mat, give yourself a little extra room. Inhale brings you forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise. Together as you slide your ears back. From your down dog, take your time, lift your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot through or around to catch your lunge. Mindful of your neighbors or any props, start to pivot your hands to the left to come into your wide-legged forward fold. We're not lifting up close to your head. You might stagger slightly with your friends, some forward, some back. Point straight ahead towards the long edge. Know if they lock. Now, towards the middle of your mat, feel the inner thighs engage as you take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bow towards yourself as your head gets heavier to the earth. Keep remembering the legs. Each inhale, hug your feet, your thighs to the middle. And as you exhale, keeping the steadiness, perhaps you bow in toward. Now, inhale, keep your head heavy. Turn your toes to catch your lunge. Wait for the breath as you come up to high lunge. You might start with your hands on your hips as you begin to reach your arms up towards the sky. Walk your right foot as much as you need over to the right so your feet are less on a balance beam. But like you did in that pyramid pose, lift your back heel high, wrap your left hip forward and tack your right hip back. Now right hand comes to your right hip. Grow 1 inch longer through the left fingertips and up and over to the right for a side bend. You might keep your hand on your hip to help anchor and steady you. Your right hand might grab onto your left wrist, but as you go up and over to the right, can you slide your ears back to lift your chin? Take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Now inhale to come up through center. Let your hands tap the floor and take it back to downward facing dog. A few more times together. Wait for your breath. On an inhale, come forward to plank. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Bhujangasana, Cobra. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. You might mentally locate where your strap is. We'll take a shoulder stretch on the second side. So as you lift your left leg to the sky, step your left foot through or around or use a helping hand to catch your lunge. And as you pivot your hands and feet to the right, you might bring your strap with you. Pull it from its rubber band if it's in one. And now hold the strap between your hands somewhere at your low or middle back. You can also interlace your fingers, but start with those elbows quite bent. And now remember your legs. Hug your legs towards the middle of your mat. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other. And as you breathe in, start to reach your arms up overhead towards the sky. But can you call it to each breath, each inhale, the feet and the legs hug to center. Each exhale, as you let the top of your head get heavy to the floor, maybe your arms reach overhead towards the side of the room, bowing in. Now, as your head stays heavy, slow and steady, release your hands back to your tush. Ditch your strap if you have it. Let your head stay low as you turn your left through to lunge. And on your inhale, take your time. Rise to high lunge on the second side. Much as you need to the left, but that back heel lifts. Wrap your right hip forward, tack your left hip back, and try to look away from the ground. Start with your left hand on your over to the left for a side bend, breathing into the right side waist. You can stay here the entire time. If you did so on side one, you might grab onto your right wrist with your left hand, but slide your ribs back, bring your ears back to lift your chin as you take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Inhale to come all the way to the earth. Step it back to downward facing dog and notice any difference that you see from side. Last time together, follow your breath. Inhale through to plank pose. Exhale to lower. Hug the shoulder blades together on the back of your heart and exhale to take it up and back to down facing dog. Now from your down dog, lift both. On an inhale, come all the way up to rise, reach up, touch the sky, get a draw in. And as you exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Sip water at any point, take breaks at any point, but go ahead and your strap one more time. One more work with the shoulders and the strap. You can unravel it from its little casing. And this time, bring one of your blocks and place it on your thighs to give your legs something solid to hug into. Stand anywhere on your mat, the front, back, or middle, and as the block comes in between your legs, think less high up in the groin, but more to the middle of your thighs so that there's something solid to hug. Squeeze that block, hold your strap with your right hand, and reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. We've already done 4 of these, but this is my shape-shifting demon, which you so as you bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on the back. Your left arm to the side, turn your left Wrap fingers for Gomukham pose. Here, think wrap your towards your right ear. And as you slide your middle of your spine, distance, ribs back. You can block. Or we've done a side bend already. You might tip left as you breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. Head back. Each exhale, hug that block. And now inhale to come all the way up through center. Unravel your arms, shake them out as much as you need, and take a breath. I ask this every time. Does anyone like that one? You don't mind that one. See, I always like to know with, because never in this lifetime, the way that my body is built, who designed this? I mean, I know who did, but why does this exist? All right, let's grab the strap in your left hand. Reach your left arm up. Give yourself some space. Bend yourself on the upper back. And as your right arm reaches to turn your right thumb. The dang. Tiny bend in your knees, especially if they lock. Hug the block. And as you wrap your left arm towards your ear, slide your right elbow more to the middle of your spine. Slide your ribs back. Press your head back. Stay right where you are. Or you might take that baby side bend as you go up and over to the right. But take a big breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Slide your ears back as you grow tall through the. And now inhale to come all the way up through center. Unravel your strap. Never again. Ditch it off to the side. Hold the block legs and inhale to hug as you exhale. Your time to fold over your legs. Inhale to come up halfway as you hug the block, hands to your shins or thighs as you reach your chest forward. And exhale to hug the block as you fold and bow in. Okay, it's going to be a little awkward. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Block still there. Your feet back to downward facing dog with the block still in between your thighs. Now from your down dog with the block still there, lower your knees to the ground, come into tabletop, and lower down onto your forearms. So as we lower onto the forearms this time, the block's still there, do this little measurement. See if your shoulders, so where your arms meet your shoulders at the top of the biceps, and you might see that your elbows are coming a little narrow, them be narrow. Now keep your elbows where they are and lower your forearms as you try to look at your thumbs. And now hug the block, curl your toes under, and as you lift your knees and hips up, here's Melanie's demon that we whispered right in the beginning of class. That's it. Press your pinkies, forearms, and wrists down. Lift your butt high to the sky. And as you hug the block, you can stay right here breathing. Inchworm, your feet 1 more inch, but press your forearms down high. A big breath in. Come back to lower your knees to the ground. You can pause here on all fours in child's pose. You can pause seated on your heels, but give yourself a moment to call yourself back. Hate it. Hate it. Yeah. Same. And the reason why we're going to do it again. Sorry. But the reason why I in poses is that I tend to avoid or don't practice or don't like. It's because there's a trope in all of these mythological stories. You hear the stories about the demons, you think that they will always, they're born into demonhood, they live in demonhood, and in lifetimes they exist in demonhood. But all of the stories have a way in which that the demon shadows and those heroic can also become demon. No fixed fate as to where any of these reside. So I give no promises that pigeon, that this one, that dolphin will become hero-like in this lifetime, but it's a moment to kind of shift the perspective and see where we can take it. So let's do it 2 more times. So after and drank some water, come into all fours 1 more time, please, and lower your forearms down onto the ground. And I'll present you with some options. As your hands, you can use your hands to make a triangle shape for a station. Like to hold in between their palms to give them something steady to hug into, but you can decide their play. But as your forearms come down, try to look at your wrists. And now curl your toes under as you lift your knees and hips away from the ground. Dolphin round 2, the second wave of the demonic army. Now push your forearms down, lift your butt high to the sky. As you lift your hips up, can you re-ground and push your forearms back into the floor? Stay here or maybe tiptoe. Walk your feet 3, 2, 1 more in. Earth to lift your hips higher, a bigger breath in. Your knees down onto the ground, stretch your hips back towards your heels, a breath in child's pose for a moment. You might reach your arms in front of you, you might wrap your arms around your knees, but let your head kiss the floor or a block so that the weight of your head can connect to something heavy. Okay, after a few breaths here, find your way up to a seat. And because we have space today, let's come to the wall. Yeah? So you'll bring the short edges of your mat to. Please bring you don't need everything, but do bring your 2 blocks with you. Rob, there's space here oh yeah, great. Okay, there's also space here for anyone who's looking. But you won't be shifting too far off of your mat. You want to come here? To move around. Yay, great. Yes, if we can move just an inch or 2 closer. I think everyone's got a little sliver of space. You're good over there? Yeah. Okay. So here, this time, I know some of us that were together heard stories, but each one of the stories, it's not just one demon, it's the waves of the demonic army that come. It's just when you think one version has been defeated, all of the goddesses see from the corner of their eye another one. So this is the 3rd wave of the demon emerging, but we have the weaponry we need. So today, to get into 1 more round of dolphin pose, the beauty and the downfall of dolphin is that 1, you are asking yourself to hug the shoulder blades together, then reach your arm, and then balance the entire weight of your in this orientation to gravity. Culturally, a lot of us, myself included, arms going way far forward of the shoulders. So when you ask me now, I know as soon as I do that, I'm like, do I? I don't think so. But culturally, you come here, then you ask to bring a lot that's required in the upper back and shoulders. So is what I like to use to help give you a reference point of something to press into. So in a moment, you'll come into, bring your block, and I'll come around to help if there's any questions about it, but 1 block will come to its highest height. The other block will kind of bisect it like a T. And that top block will touch the wall. And then you'll come in to your dolphin. Your hands will grab the bottom block. You lower your forearms and come onto your knees. Now with your toes curled under, you lift your hips up. Keep a bend in my knees so I can walk it in. I know some of you from the back can't see it, but it feels like I am a football field away from the block and there's no way that it can touch. I promise you when you get here, it's like 1 inch away from you. You'll lean into it. And as your upper back hits the block, I got no weight on the head. My hair might graze, but I'm trying to push my forearms into the ground to lift my hips up. And as my upper back is hitting the block, it helps my feet come onto the tippiest of tippy toes. And then if playing with one foot up off the ground is something you're interested in, you can try it. One leg lift, the other leg lift, maybe both legs. Twisting the block. But there's, oh my God. Obligation to lift one leg up or either leg up, but the idea is seeing it into that block to give your spine a little bit more length. Yeah? So I'll talk you through it. I'll walk around if there's any questions, and we'll see what we're like flat and high. I gotta find different ways to describe this. High. And then the other block, second height, like you're making a little Lego person. That's it. Now the top hit the wall, lower down onto your forearms and your knees, and let your hands clasp around the bottom block, just to hold it in place. Now with your head heavy, take a breath. Curl your toes under, lift your knees and hips up, and micro bend your knees to walk it in, 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 walk it in. And it's so close as you lean in. Push your forearms down to lift your hips even higher to the sky. Breathe. Stay right here. Or maybe you see what it's like to play with some asymmetry. 1 foot away from the wall as you flex the foot, straighten your leg. Maybe you switch sides. And maybe both legs lift. And then Marissa, see if you can come a little further away from the wall. Just so, yeah. Rest as needed. Needed. Take your time for your own breath. Nice, Spyros. Yes. That's it. Whew. Love block. Love block. And this is one of those, yeah. For some folks, when I learned this for the first time, it like unlocked dolphin and this pose for me. It took a long time. And then other, this doesn't really do anything for me. And there's no answer, as in, if your body naturally orients to bringing the shoulder blades more together, your back might never hit the block. And you have to think more about what's happening with the front, your ribs moving back. So you meet yourself. Yeah? Any questions about it? Thoughts, conundrums? The demon have been defeated? Maybe it's just got a different head on it. So something different. Okay, can we come back to the middle of the room? Little wall interlude. And when you find your way back to your place, come to stand, please, at the top of your mat. Okay, as you come to stand, you might have your blocks framing out the top corners. There's no rush. Everyone have space? There's also some room up here if you want to move around. What's got stuck in my head, this is so unrelated to yoga class, but I'm going to tell it to you while you're getting your things together. You know when you're opening up a bag of chips in a very quiet place? Like you're eating popcorn? Good friends was like, eat popcorn in an empty movie theater, and there was one person behind them, and the person just goes, in a non-creepy way, just goes and whispers behind my friend, crinkle, crinkle, in a way that like acknowledged, I hear you, I see you. Keep going. And anytime there's like sound, the only thing that goes in my head while you guys were all adjusting your blocks is crinkle, crinkle. So happy Halloween. So come to stand, feet on the ground, your hips. Take a tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. Lean all of your weight into your right foot, lift your left heel, and we come in for a standing thigh stretch. Let your left hand grab the top of your left foot. A soft bend in your right knee. It helps beneath you. Now hug your inner thighs towards one another. Shrug your left shoulder up and back. And as you lift your heart, look away from the ground, begin to push your left foot back into your hand, create some resistance. You might On your hip, you might bring your right hand to your chest. You might reach your right arm up to the sky for this version of Natarajasana, but a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now on an inhale, slowly release arm and leg to the earth. Stand on the earth beneath you. Hands come to your hip. Tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. And with a soft bend in your left knee, lean into your left foot and lift your right heel. Now let your right hand catch onto the right. Keep a little bend in that standing knee. Your inner other. Shrug your right shoulder up and back. And can you lift up through the heart to feel the fullness of your breath? Let your left hand go anywhere to steady you as you take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale and push your left foot back into your left hand as you lift your heart away from the earth. On your inhale, take your time to lower your feet to the ground. Reach your arms up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Keep your right foot forward. Step your all the way back to catch your lunge. And now we'll sneak our way into it for pigeon pose. So one foot at a time or one heel at a time, start to heel toe your right foot over to the left side of your mat. And now lower your right knee and your shin down onto the earth. Remember, pigeon isn't feeling supportive on the knee or hip. You'll come into your lizard lunge variation. But as you stay upright, we take this one into a thigh stretch yet again. Come high up onto your fingertips. High up onto blocks in front of your right leg. Without moving your knees, hug your legs towards each other. Pull your left knee forward, your right knee back, to quite literally lift your butt up off of the ground. And then into that, you might walk your left knee back. Each inhale, the knees hug to the middle. You press the earth to lift your chest. And into that, maybe you walk your left knee back. Now, as you keep your hands steady, bend your left toes up off the floor. Or with your right hand, ground, left hand might reach around for the top of your left foot. And demons! And for the thigh stretch, notice ribs and belly want to move forward. Slide shoulder blades. Lift your chest away from the earth. A full breath in. Stay for your exhale. As you hug your left knee forward, you might come lighter up onto your right fingertips. Maybe your right hand comes to your right thigh. Maybe the right hand to your heart or right arm up to the sky. But take a deep breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Now release your right hand first, then let go of your left foot. Curl your left toes under, lift your left knee and thigh up, and slide your right leg back to meet your left for downward facing dog. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now this time, lift your heels, tiny bend in your knees, peek forward and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Fold, bowing in. Last side with your left foot forward. Step your right foot back to catch your lunge. You come high up onto blocks or fingertips. Slow motion. Begin to heel toe your left foot over to the right. And lower your left knee and your shin down onto the ground. Pigeon round 2. The higher up I am, the more access I feel to getting longer through the. But here, as you hug your knees toward, feel the pull forward and the left. Into that, you might walk your right knee back. You're trying to create a container for yourself. So each breath in, the knee towards each other. The heart lifts. Maybe you walk your back knee back. Now, as your knees stay steady, begin to bend your right knee. Toes up off the earth. Breathe here the whole time. Or your left hand might stay rooted into your block or into the floor as your right hand reaches around for the top of your right foot. But each inhale, hug your right knee forward. Slide the ribs back as you lift your chest. As you hug the right knee forward, you might come lighter onto the left fingertips. Your left hand might rest onto your left thigh, might come to your chest, overhead. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale as you lift your heart and gaze away from the floor. Now let your left hand tap the earth. Release your right foot. Facing dog as your hips lift up and back to the wall behind you. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now from your down dog, lower your knees to the ground, come into tabletop. In a moment, the last of the demons, Emily, I haven't forgotten you, bow pose. We're moving towards it. If there's baby grown in the oven, you're gonna see same variation, but coming to lie on your back, this bridge shape, same action, just less pressure on the belly. But for those coming into bow pose, come all the way to lay down on behind you. Side of you as you turn your palms to face the floor. You can also do bridge pose, human or no human in there, up to you. Also my demon. Hip width apart, bend your elbows, point your fingertips to the sky, and now following your breath, you'll lift your hips and stay there for a few breaths. For those in bow pose on your belly, knees, flex your feet like you could make footprints on the ceiling. And now press down into your sticky mat, hug your thighs towards each other, and hug the shoulder blades together. Inhale, we'll do this unbound. Lift your head, your chest, the earth, and exhale to lift your feet to the ceiling. Listen for your breath. Try to close or soften your eyes as you notice. Each breath in, think inner thighs towards each other. See if you can turn your toes together and heels out. That's it. And now heels lift. Good. Every exhale, think ears back as you lift your heart up. Now on your exhale, lower all the way to the ground, whether you're in bridge, whether you're in bow. You can wiggle your hips from side to side or winch your knees as you fill your belly and chest with the expansiveness of your breath. Okay, last round. With your knees bent, feet on the floor in bridge, or your knees bent, feet on the ceiling. Hug the shoulder blades together in bridge pose. Take your time to lift your hips. In bow, your hands might stay free for more clearance in your low back, or you might catch the pinky side edges of your feet. But press your thighs to your sticky mat. Hug your inner thighs together. Line with your hips. Back through your feet, lift your heels up to lift your heart and your head away from the earth. Remember your breath. Each inhale, think feet back, heels up as you slide the ears back. A full steady breath in. Stay for the exhale and then inhale long through the limbs. On your other cheek. Wiggle your hips from side to side. Let the knees windshield wiper as you take a long inhale in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose. On your belly, flip over onto your back. If you're on your back, distance. Blocks within a grabbable distance, and if you need any of those things, bring some over to you. Thank you for coming. Grab these for you. I'll see you in a couple. Thank you. As you come to lie on your back, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the ground. With your feet as wide as your mat, knock your knees into one another. Let the weight of support the other. And let your hands come to rest onto your chest as you call yourself back down to the earth. Take a big breath into your palms. And even open your mouth to let that breath out. Take another breath the same. Breathe into your belly. Breathe into the back of your chest. And a deeper breath out through every fiber of your being. Now your hands can rest on feet as wide as your mat. Watch for any neighbors or props as you drop both of your knees to the right, like those windshield wipers on a car. Let your belly be soft and full. Let your left shoulder soften down to the ground. And let the back of your head be heavy against the earth. As your knees drop to the right, your gaze might follow as your gaze drops to the right, letting the right corner of your lips and your right cheek soften and widen into the earth. On your next inhale, let your head come through center as you draw your knees through center. And with your feet wide, let your knees and your gaze drop over to the left, feeling the back of your head roll onto the earth. The demon seemingly defeated, shape-shifted, conquered. Can you feel the weight of gravity hold and steady you as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out? On your next inhalation, draw your knees and feet back through center and give your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest. Begin to widen your knees and thighs, bringing them more towards your outer ribs and belly. Your hands might stay holding your shins. You might come into this version of happy baby as you catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky side edges of your feet. But let the back of your head and your tailbone get as heavy onto the earth as it possibly can. Deeper breath in and a full, steady breath out. As you release the hold of your legs down to the earth, take a moment or two to see what it is that you need. Asana in a moment. I'll talk you through balls and options. If you'd like to set up rest, we'll meet you there in the blink of an eye. But for those else, you can find them, keep them, hold the therapy, and spine. Think in the top tip, shoulder. And we'll move around a bit. So if you find this first place, let it be a place you can be curious about, that you can breathe in. And some options include, if it feels like you'd like to alleviate any pressure, you'll bring your head onto a at its lowest height. Or let your head stay heavy on the ground, and know you can shift or adjust at any point. But take a full breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let every ounce of that breath out. We'll find 2 more places here in the upper back. Knees bent, feet on the ground. Press through your legs and roll your body a few inches towards the top of the room so you feel the therapy balls come down your back to the middle of the shoulder blades, slightly lower than where they just were. Bring your block with you as needed as you take a breath in and open your mouth to offer all of that breath out. Unclench the jaw, let your tongue release away from your upper palate. And now for one last place with your knees bent, feet on the ground. Press through your legs and roll your body another few inches north. The therapy balls come to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, so slightly lower than the first 2 places you've been. A big breath in and a full exhale out. Your arms might stay heavy on your body or alongside of you, Or perhaps you reach your arms up towards the ceiling as you give yourself a hug and your hands reach for the therapy balls behind your back. But let your palms be soft, let your fingers ungrip. You might lean gently from one side to the other or stay still. If you're giving yourself a hug, you might switch which elbow. Is any difference? As you take a deeper breath in and an even longer breath out. Now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear the block underneath you if they're there. And for the exit journey, a few ways you can come in the same way you came out. You might so you feel the therapy balls roll up your back. You might also roll over onto one side so you can push them out of the way and come back to lay on the earth. But however they exit, see if they can fully exit for the remainder of your rest. For sometimes if they stay for Shavasana, they become a tiny demon, more offering some release. But now the next place to meet is in your pose of rest, in Shavasana itself. So as you give yourself a few moments to add any layers or add any props, you might let your hair down or temporarily set your glasses to the side. Give yourself a moment to arrive as you drape yourself onto the earth. Perhaps you're on your back or curled on your side or even laying on your belly. And as you drape yourself onto the earth, can you call yourself back to your breath? Each soft and quiet breath slowly dissolves the entire practice that was. Each breath arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more room for what has yet to come. The demon's defeated, and the breath continues to remain. Let each breath of yours, let your body become heavier into the earth. And the heavier you become, the more spacious you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Take another breath in and down, so it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you gently tip your head from the other, heavy against its support. Or just being mindful of any neighbors or props around you. You might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, reach one or both of your arms overhead as you roll over to any side of your choice. And with the least amount of effort required, your time to press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat similar to how we started. With your eyes softly opened or closed, take a deep breath in and down. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out in every direction. Our time together will finish with one more of those breaths. You can bring your hands to center where that feels for you. As you breathe in, to offer out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple, sincere gesture of self-reverence. Not only bowing to yourself, but to one another who practiced right alongside next to you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Everyone, no more demons. Completely different. Drink water, take good care of yourselves and one another. If there are any props or mats you used from the studio, there's fresh wipes here to give things a little swipe with, just to keep the space, or your mat, to keep everything as tidy as we love it. And then announcements-wise, November is stacked. There are teachers coming in offering pop-up practices. Nikki Villela and Alex Auder from in New York are coming down. Adriana is offering her incredible Supreme Release Yoga series. My teacher is zooming in from India the weekend of Thanksgiving, talking about the Bhagavad Gita. Lots of events outside. So if there's interest outside of the public class schedule, the internet, the socials, it has it all. But I think that's all for me. Anyone else? Is Vegan Week this week?
The Vegan Week is happening. Our dinner is sold out, but there's lots of stuff happening all over town. And it's also, if you are curious or interested in hard cider, it's also Philadelphia Cider Week right now.
Oh.
So Cider Week, again, there's events every day all over town for a week.
Thanks, Sharon. Anyone else have announcements? Things to see, to do, to go to? Not yet. Coming. Molly owns Molly's Books and Records. And things are abundant for the fall. It's like holiday time is coming up, you know? All the things have places to be. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Oh, my God. Hi, honey bun. Thanks for coming. Monday off?
Monday's always off.
It's incredible. She's beautiful.
I let it go like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not dyeing this shit.
No, it's so good. I'm leaving you.